إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا إنه من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد. The Prophet عليه الصلاة والسلام in one hadith, he said, I will read it in Arabic and then we'll talk in English. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم في حديث رواه الترمذي: لو أنكم كنتم توكلون الله حق توكله لرزقتم كما يرزق الطير تغدو خماصا وتروح بطانا. In this hadith, Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam is talking about tawakkul. He said, if you truly have tawakkul on Allah, then He will bless you and grant you rizq, which is of course food, money, things that we live on. He will give you rizq as if He gives the bird rizq. The bird flies empty stomach and comes back with a full stomach. Now in this hadith, the Prophet ﷺ, as I mentioned, he was talking about tawakkul. And tawakkul is one of the greatest acts of worship you can do as a Muslim. As a matter of fact, many of the non-Muslims, actually all of the non-Muslims, they don't have the true tawakkul on Allah, and that is why they are always weak when they are hit with calamities. And I'll explain how. Now, what is tawakkul? Definition of tawakkul. A tawakkul is that you depend on something else or someone else on things that you want to benefit from. The things you want to benefit from. Islamically, tawakkul means هو صدق الاعتماد القلب على الله, that your heart depends on Allah, but also by taking the necessary actions, by taking the necessary permissible actions. So we understand from this is that tawakkul is an act of the heart, not an act of the jawarih, act of action that is visible, or something that is pragmatic. It is a heart. It is an act of worship of the heart. Now, when it comes to tawakkul, many people have this misconception. They think that tawakkul is that you only depend on Allah without taking the necessary means. And this is wrong. In the hadith by itself, what did the Prophet say when he described tawakkul, haqqa tawakkulihi? He said, as if you are like a bird flying, empty stomach and coming back with a full stomach, meaning the bird is taking the necessary actions. It's flying, looking for food. So you acting upon is not a violation of tawakkul. Be careful. It is not a violation of tawakkul. But what is the hukum of tawakkul? Hukum means what is the ruling? Is it sunnah? Is it fard, obligatory? The hukum of tawakkul is that it is obligatory on every Muslim. Can you have tawakkul, your heart, can it depend on something other than Allah? No. But of course, like I said, you also take the necessary actions. أقسام التوكل على الله أقسام التوكل على غير الله. If your heart has tawakkul on other than Allah, your heart has tawakkul solely, exclusively on other than Allah, meaning that, for example, you believe you have total dependence on, let's say, the weather, that it will bring down rain, or you have total tawakkul on, for example, a dead person, a pious wali, a pious person who is in his qabr. You go and have your tawakkul that he will give you guidance, or he will give you children, or he will give you wealth. Or like I said, the weather. You have total dependence that the weather will bring down the rain. Nothing else brings down the rain but the weather. All this is called, of course, polytheism. Shirk akbar. Shirk akbar, because like I said, tawakkul is an act of worship. And acts of worship should only be done for Allah and to Allah. But I'll give you a scenario. For example, I had a surgery. I had a problem with my body. I needed surgery. And they told me that this surgeon in Tokyo, he's the best surgeon. And I scheduled an appointment with him. At the day of the surgery, I went to the operation. They told me, sorry, but there was an emergency. They changed the surgeon. Not the same surgeon. We have a different surgeon. Here, what did you do? You took the necessary actions, right? You booked the best surgeon, so you minimize the possibility of you getting hurt. The surgery becomes bad, right? So you took the best surgeon. For example, this surgeon wasn't available. Your heart shwaya moved. What do I mean by moved? Like it was disrupted. It was doubtful. It was scared. If your heart became scared, then that is decrease in tawakkul. Decrease, not nullify tawakkul, no, but it is a decrease in tawakkul. طيب, now what do I do? What is optional for me to do? What are my options? It is not nullifying of tawakkul if I say, okay, I will wait. I will cancel my surgery and I will rebook my surgery with that best surgeon. Does that nullify the tawakkul? The answer is no. Clear? Because the necessary, I have option, I will reschedule the surgery, no problem. That doesn't nullify the tawakkul. Because remember, always remember this, tawakkul is an act of worship of the heart, not of the body, of the heart, not actions. طيب, if I said, no, I have tawakkul on Allah and I will do the surgery, no problem. That is also a higher degree of tawakkul. صحيح? طيب, what if, like I said, I wanted to do the surgery and the person was, the surgeon, the best surgeon was not there, and my heart was fully dependent on that surgeon. That nullifies the tawakkul. Sahih? That nullifies the tawakkul. Another scenario of violations of tawakkul is that you seek impermissible ways to get what you want. Sorry about that. What do I mean by that? For example, you are working and you are up for a promotion. You are up for a promotion at work. You have tawakkul on Allah in your heart. Now the action is, for example, you have to do ABC project. You have a project that you have to complete and finish in a certain deadline. If you finish it, you'll get the promotion. What you do is you start lying and changing in the project in order for you to finish. Is lying and cheating haram or no? Haram. So your tawakkul is correct, but you have done it in an impermissible way. So you have done haram. Tawakkul and taking the necessary action must be with permissible ways, halal ways, not haram ways. By the way, you know, thieves and people who do haram, they also have tawakkul on Allah. Like if he's a Muslim and he is doing, for example, cheating, or he's lying, or he's doing anything, he has tawakkul on Allah. Definitely he has tawakkul on Allah, but his action is haram. Even one time, there was one, you know, the dancers, these Arabic dancers, you know, these belly dancers. They were doing an interview with her. You know, she's astaghfirullah, and she's not wearing something modest. And she said, you know, every time I go to stage, I say tawakkul on Allah and I go on stage and I dance. Subhanallah. Yeah, she has tawakkul on Allah, but in the wrong action. But this is haram. This is haram. Also, one very, very important thing, brothers and sisters, is that when you have tawakkul on Allah, when your heart is dependent on Allah, many people focus only on worldly things. What do I mean by worldly things? You have tawakkul on Allah on your health. We have tawakkul on Allah on your food. on your income, on your wife, on protection of your children. All is this tawakkul on Allah. This is permissible. But there is a very important point that people don't have tawakkul on, or forget that, which is tawakkul on Allah, on your religion, on your Islam, on your hidayah, on your guidance. So you have tawakkul on Allah, that Allah protects you from fitan, that Allah protects your tawheed, your monotheism, your belief in Allah, that Allah puts you on the, or keeps you firm on the right path, and preserves your salah, and preserve your siyam. And you have tawakkul on Allah, that He accepts your act of worship. All this you have to be mindful of. So when you go to Umrah, when you pay your zakah, when you do all the acts of worship, you have to have tawakkul on Allah on that too. People sometimes, they only believe in worldly things. Only rizq, we have tawakkul. Other than rizq, we don't have tawakkul, or they forget the tawakkul on Allah. So like I said, if you sit down and you say, I have super tawakkul on Allah, but I will not work, my income will come to me because I have tawakkul on Allah, I will not go to work, then you are crazy, because this cannot happen. Part of tawakkul of Allah, that you go and seek a job. So all the necessary, or all the means that is permissible for you to take it. Take it with full force. Take it with all you got. That doesn't nullify the tawakkul on Allah. But, for example, you've taken all the necessary means. So you did, you worked hard, and you did the project. For example, at work, you are seeking a promotion. You did all your work, and you did everything that's correct and permissible, and all the options, and you have tawakkul on Allah, and it didn't happen. It didn't happen. What happens to you? Many people, what do they say? Oh, what is this? He doesn't like it. Where's your tawakkul on Allah? Where is your iman in what is good and what is bad? This is the problem. Ya akhi, sometimes two people, they both have the same sickness, and they both take the same medicine from the same doctor. One guy becomes better, and one guy becomes not good, or maybe he dies. Extreme. Sahih? This happens. Giving birth. Many people, ladies, they give birth. This lady gives birth, this lady gives birth. Same doctor. This lady survived, this lady doesn't survive. Sometimes because of medical reasons. Sometimes even doctors, they say, I don't know what happened. I cannot explain it. Something happened. Everything in life is that way. I go to the gym. This is personal. I go to the gym. I'm healthy. I eat healthy. One day I'm at the gym. You know what happened? I had a herniated disc. How? I don't know. I went to the doctor, neurosurgeon. He said, you fell? I said, no, I never fell. I'm eating healthy. I'm working out. Everything is safe. No injuries. Subhanallah. Do I say, why God? What happened? I am not accepting. Khalas, it happened to me. Sami'na wa ata'na. This is tawakkul on Allah. This is ar-rida, satisfaction and acceptance of what happens to you. So you take the necessary actions. It didn't happen. It didn't take place. What do you do then? You accept. I did what I can, and it didn't work out. Khalas. By the way, this, when you accept what happens to you, whether it's good or bad, this will make you avoid many mental problems. Many people die. Many people commit suicide. You know why? Because they don't have tawakkul on Allah. Because they cannot accept their fate. They commit suicide, they become crazy, they have anxiety, they have severe depression, they suffer from bipolar disorders, many things. But a Muslim, with his belief, he's strong. These things, even if calamities hurt him, he says there is a wisdom. Maybe Allah wants to reward me in the hereafter. I have tawakkul on Allah. And this is when the Prophet ﷺ yaqul, the strong Muslim, the strong mu'min is better than the weak mu'min, because you are strong when calamities happen, when problems happen, when hardships happen. Do you stand strong, or do you fall and start crying and start complaining and start just losing hope in life and everything? No, this is not a good, strong mu'min. Allah Ta'ala alam. طيب. نكتفي بهذا القدر. We conclude here. If you guys have any questions, brothers or sisters, please feel free to ask. And later, inshallah, we will do the dua for our late sister. Allah have mercy on her.
We have a question.
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you, Chair. My question is maybe also related to tawakkul, about the prayer of istikhara. So it's I'm thinking like istikhara is like we let Allah decide what's best for us. So my question is, what is the best way? What is the correct understanding of how to view istikhara and how to do it correctly?
Okay. Istikhara is one of the permissible means into life. So istikhara is it's actually in English called the consultation prayers. So you consult Allah, you ask Allah for guidance. And istikhara, a lot of people fall into this mistake. They think because when you're confused about two decisions, you cannot decide, you pray istikhara. This is wrong. Istikhara is when you decide. Example, I want to buy a Toyota or a Mitsubishi, two Japanese cars. So I don't know what to buy, but then I decide, I said, okay, I'm gonna go with the Toyota. Now you do istikhara on the Toyota. If you even read the istikhara translation, you will understand that you actually made up your mind and you ask Allah, if this is good for you, bring it for you. If it's bad for you, push it away from me. So istikhara is when you ask Allah if this is good or bad, you have made the decision. And istikhara is one of the permissible means, and it's an act of worship that doesn't nullify tawakkul. So you do it and you go on with your business, of course, and it doesn't violate tawakkul because it's just means. You're taking the permissible means into things. And by the way, this actually, thank you for the question, and this also hit my mind. Sometimes taking permissible means is not only worldly things. So seeking, for example, you want to seek a job. What do? You send your CVs around and you go for interviews. These are permissible means, right? Without, of course, with tawakkul on Allah. Also dua. Dua is also a permissible means to get the job. Giving sadaqah, charity, that's also permissible means to get the job. Istikhara is also a permissible means to understand or to Allah guide you if this is good or bad. Now, the way you do istikhara, I think you asked also of the way we do istikhara, is that it?
Yes.
So the istikhara, the sunnah is that you pray 2 rak'ahs. You pray 2 rak'ahs. And also a sunnah, not obligatory. The first rak'ah you read Surah Al-Kafirun. قُلْ يَا أَيُّهَا الْكَافِرُونَ. The second surah, you read Surah Al-Ikhlas. قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ. You do your prayer, 2 rak'ahs, you do salam. After you do salam, you raise your hand. And you say the dua of istikhara. اللهم إني أستخيرك بعلمك وأستقدرك بقدرتك وأسألك من فضلك العظيم فإنك تعلم ولا أعلم وتقدر ولا أقدر وأنت علام الغيوب. And so on to the rest of the hadith, the dua. Now note, brothers and sisters, istikhara dua must be in Arabic. Why in Arabic? Because it's an act of worship. If I tell you, can you do salah, prayer? Can you do it in English? Can you do it in Japanese? You cannot, صح? Not allowed. Why? It's an act of worship. It's a restricted act of worship. Same with istikhara. It's a restricted dua. So you have to do it in Arabic. Okay, Faris, I don't know Arabic. Write it. Write it in English, and there is on Google. If you can Google the dua, you'll find it. Write it in a piece of paper and adi, read it out. That's also permissible. Is that sufficient information, or do you want me to read the dua word by word?
Yeah, it's sufficient. But one question is the dua before salam or after salam?
After salam. Some ulama, they said before, but the correct saying is after salam.
Okay, thank you.
لا بالعربي أحسن.
Take one question. So
Yes,
we do it if we decide on something,
to proceed, then we do istihara. That is first step. Then,
Sorry, say that again.
for example, we are about to confirm, proceed with that. For example, proceed with that. We are doing istihara, asking Allah, like if it is good for us, Allah make it happen, or if it is not good for us, then it will not happen. Like which is best for us, give us. Like that is the context, right?
Yes.
So then we proceed with that. Then
Yes.
after that, it doesn't happen. Then it's qadar of Allah.
Yes.
So qadar of Allah, then we have to proceed on the next step. Like for example, we have to repeat the process again.
Yes, choose another thing. Yeah, exactly. So maybe there's another option. Maybe you want to try again. So see, when do you stop doing istikhara, or you are satisfied with the results? When it doesn't happen. So, subhanAllah, sometimes, even in life, I think you've experienced this. You want, for example, you want to go buy a car, and this happens to me a lot, subhanAllah. You want to buy a car. You do istikhara, you go to buy the car, the showroom, he tells you this car, it's finished. Khalas, it's gone. Or you have to wait 1 month, and you cannot wait 1 month. Khalas, this is not for you. Sahih? But for example, small things, like, maybe he's not here. Maybe, for example, the agent, the sales representative, he's not here. He took a day off. Oh, no, this is a sign. Khalas, it's not good. No, not like this. And by the way, when you do istikhara, don't wait for a dream. Many people, they think you have to dream, or you have to see a sign or something like that. It's not true. There is no signs in istikhara. It either happens or it doesn't happen. That's it. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Many people think, oh, no, I saw a dream. I didn't feel good, so I'm not going to do it. No, not like this.
And this istihara is not only for big things. Small things also we can do, right?
Anything, even salt in your food. It's open. Don't restrict yourself.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. Thanks for your teaching. And I have one question considering mental illness, right? So suppose people suffering from anxiety or depression, sometimes they are in a loop, negative loop, right? So how to come out of it? Like they have to stay where they are, like thinking, or what is the maximum effort they can put, like looking into a psychologist or psychiatrist? That's the effort they have to put, and then have tawakkul in Allah, or just have like a praying 5 times a day or something like that.
See, psychological problems and disorders, it's been prevalent in the past years, especially in this new generation. Because I work in a rehab center for drug addiction, drug addicts. We help them out. And I notice many people, they have a lot of psychological problems. Even today, I notice a lot of people in society, they have a lot of psychological, subhanAllah, because of maybe our lifestyles have changed. So people are affected to many stressful things in the head. So this sickness or illness or disorder is prevalent, it's increasing. You have to differentiate, brothers and sisters. Psychological disorder is a disease, or it's an illness, just like flu and fever and any other illness. You have to identify that. So seeking medical help because of that is very, very important, and it doesn't nullify or it goes against Islam or tawakkul or anything like that. Now differentiate between psychological disorders and maybe sometimes you have hasad or you have ain or some jinn things. But that's, like I said in the previous durus, that this is rare. Usually today we face a lot of psychological stress and pressure, and sometimes our mind, it has some problems. So I always advise my brothers and sisters, seek medical help. Seek medical help, especially OCD, wiswas. Many people suffer from wiswas. They think this is jinn, and it's medical disorder only. You take some medicine, you'll be fine. And I have many of my friends and colleagues, they are ruqya, they do ruqya. They understand this. They say this is not, no, there's not wiswas. Go just get medical help. Because I've tried to treat with ruqya, with talking, people with wiswas. It doesn't work. Very difficult to work. So they need medical help. Never look down or reject psychiatric or psychological treatment. Allahu Akbar.
Thank you, Sheikh. Jazakallah.
Most welcome.
I request any of the sisters online if you have a question, please ask, or otherwise you can utilize the online form to submit your questions to the Sheikh. So we don't have any questions. So this is about one of our brother, Dr. Mukhlis Rahman. His wife expired yesterday. So Sheikh,
What's her name?
I'll give it to the brother.
Huh?
Sister's name is Shafinu.
Shafil?
Shafinu.
Shafino.
Shafinu. And she was suffering from cancer for almost 1 year. On the treatment, she expired yesterday morning. Due to the brother, he wanted to speak to you.
لا حول ولا قوة. عليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. I can't hear you, brother. I'm sorry.
Maybe we can type it. It's spelling. Yeah,
I think, yeah, type it. I think the mic is not working because the brother is sitting close. I can hear him. Brother sitting far. I cannot hear him.
Okay, so I'm just typing it.
Okay. Shafi Noor. Okay, Shafi Noor. Shafi Noor. So, first of all, we all remember that we are from Allah and we always return to Allah, no doubt. And death is something that is haqq. Death is haqq. Every single one of us is going to Allah. And this life is only a transit. We work and we have families and we try hard to survive and worship Allah. In the end, nobody knows how long he's going to stay here. 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Some people age until the age of 100. And some people 30, 20, they pass away. Some people even 5 minutes and they go away. So I ask Allah Azza wa Jal to have mercy on our sister Shafi Noor, and that He grants her family all the sabr and patience and the reward for their patience. And no doubt, cancer is a disease in the body. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam قال in one hadith that a person who dies from a disease in his body, and he is a shaheed. And wallahi, this is from the mercy of Allah, that our sister Shafi Noor, Allah Azza wa Jal trialed her with a disease to raise her ranks. And we have good assumption of Allah, as Allah is the all-merciful. And yes, maybe we feel sad that we lose our loved ones because we miss them and we will not see them again and we will not talk to them again. But you always remember the mercy of Allah Azza wa Jal. Always remember the mercy of Allah Azza wa Jal. It's just a matter of time until we all go to Allah and we all be together, inshallah, in Jannah. So I ask Allah Azza wa Jal to have mercy on our sister Shafi Noor and to make her qabr, her grave, a rawda min riyad al-Jannah, a part of heaven that she is happy with it today. And He always makes her successful while she is being asked and trialed by the angels. And I ask Allah Azza wa Jal to unite her with her loved ones and her family in Jannah, in Firdaus al-A'la. Allahumma ameen. And always do dua for her.
Inshallah.
Don't forget that. Dua is a beautiful thing, and dua is such a powerful, important thing. Even for the dead person, inshallah, the ajr will reach to her. You always ask dua, Allahumma ghfir laha, Allahumma arhamha. Have mercy on her, forgive her, erase her sins. All this kind of dua, don't forget on doing that.
Inshallah. Jazakallah khairan, Sheikh.
وإياكم بارك الله فيكم.
Inshallah. Wind up for today.
بارك الله فيكم. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.